This is a true story. I am a stinky-loving shoe girl, and I don't like to shower, and I've never had a real boyfriend. I've always wondered why that is. I mean, I'm for sure a catch. I don't brush my teeth and don't believe in doing such. Instead, before bedtime, I grab a pound of sugar and make extra thick sugar water. Gargle it, swish it in and around my teeth. I feel like a girl should do what makes her happy, and in return the universe will work its magic and clean my teeth, thus giving me hella bitchin' vibes. The power of law of attraction is in my favor, queens. I tend to get dirty fingernails after my fingers poke through my toilet paper as I wipe my cute booty. But nothing a wiping on the t-shirt won't fix, right girls? And my fingernails get pretty long before I give them a good old-fashioned manicure. I chew them down and break the skin around my nail beds because I get a little snacky. I don't think I mentioned yet too, I'm 5'2" and I weigh a healthy 560 pounds of pure beauty and sex appeal. Am I right, ladies? Winning! I can also polish a 60-ounce of whiskey in one sitting just like my good old dad. And I know the boys can't resist a good throat game like that, hey men? I have a cleft lip and a peg leg due to my diabetes I obtained through my youth. Now I know not to eat too much and just reduce to 50 cheeseburgers a day. Extra cheese, of course. Gang gang. Girthula is the name and slang is the game. Gorlock. Eat your heart out, baby girl. Okay, enough about me. Let's start the story. I just tend to go on and on about myself because I'm too damn hot. Anyways, I live all alone in a big city and couldn't figure out why men won't just go on a date with me, or at least give me a one-night stand. I even tried to give up my nookie and a place to stay to a few homeless men, and they don't want any part of it. They even puked when I bring up the idea of an intimate relationship, and run off screaming as if I was some type of hideous ogre or something. I think my beauty and independent vibes just scare off all of the men not worthy of me. Maybe the universe just knows I'm too much of a queen for nearly every man on this earth, and it's just going to take a real special man to put a ring on these Cheeto-loving fingers. Yeah, that's it. But this night I was feeling especially horny for some dink, and I tried out my luck with some online dating with my username ShoeGirl1000. I was up all night searching through various dating sites, rejected by all men on 4 platforms before I finally found one reply from a guy with the username Kill for a Laugh. I thought it was cute, like he would just kill to have some laughter in his life, which I felt I can bring to him, considering I am an extremely hot, sexy, and charming and have a killer bod. The kind most girls could only dream of. The kind your father would ruin his marriage over. I know that for a fact. You know, total queen vibes. But his reply caught me off guard when he said, I will gift you some shoes. Let's meet in the backwoods 50 miles out of town for some fun. I'll bring my knife. What a horn dog. I understood he couldn't resist and I then blushed. Could it be I finally found my Prince Charming and he was so worried of me that he was going to bring this knife to protect me? So considerate, I thought. I then replied, yes, baby, just promise you can handle all of this woman and you won't break all of your bones and turn into a puddle of mutilated guts and body parts like the last man I tried to ride. The universe figured he wasn't worthy of me and just killed him, so you best be worthy. I told a little bit of a lie because I've never had intercourse with a man, but that once happened before when I tried to go horseback riding. Universe doing its thing again. He told me he would be right over and told me not to tell anyone where we were going or who he was, and to leave a note here at my apartment that wrote, I couldn't take it anymore and I have to stop living in denial. I am a terrifying sight to all men and use my universe talk as a way to deflect all things that happen to me or against me just to feel better. Goodbye, cruel world. What a cutie, I thought. already telling jokes as if we've been married for 20 years. "I'll be waiting, handsome," I replied. 20 minutes have passed and I grew anxious. I needed some dink badly. Then a vehicle honked. "Finally," I shouted with glee. I then made my way to his rusty white van with the license plate that read "Therapist," with a dash in between the and "Rapist." This man just couldn't stop amazing me, I thought. I opened his van door and was surprised to see he had sunken-in cheekbones, eyes as black as the abyss, void of emotion, teeth that were sharp as razor blades and full of what appeared to be meat, and meth pipes and bloodstains all over his seats and dashboard. Cute and loves to party. Double whammy, I thought to myself. I then got in. "So what does a stud like you do on his spare time, honey?" He smiled and looked at me with an expression that can only be compared to the devil himself. Take the lies of the innocent and watch as the life leaves their eyes and their soul escapes their body. So hot. Love a man with a hobby. I continued to look at my Prince Charming with such love in my eyes, fanning out my panties because it was getting hot down there. He then took another meth hit and screamed, "I can't wait to murder you and feed you to the wolves." Or something like that. I was too busy admiring his eyes. I think what he was getting at was murdering this kitty, if you know what I mean. That's how Girthula gets down. Queen vibes AF. We then pulled into the dark back roads and there was nobody around for miles and miles. He then pulled out his knife. Things are starting to heat up, I thought to myself, sitting there in a puddle of my anticipational juices. He then told me to get out of the van and start praying. Little did he know I already prayed so hard for all of this to happen. The universe works in mysterious ways and answers to those who look this hot. That's on God, right, girls? So I rolled out of his car and started to undress until I was wearing nothing but a skimpy little thong. My hunger was getting immense and my ass ate the rest of my thong, leaving me bare. So hot, I thought to myself. Once he got out of his van, he started to lay down plastic and rested a shotgun against his van. Some fascinating foreplay, I figured. I then touched my body and made sexy noises for him to set the vibe, standing on the plastic as he instructed me to. Love a man that isn't afraid to make demands. He then said to me, "Any last words, pig?" I blushed and thought, he must say that because pigs are playful in the mud and can be quite dirty. I replied, "Only that you come over here and roll in the mud with me," winking at him and squealing like a piggy to set a hot mood. He then thrusted his knife towards me and stabbed my belly several times. Wow, and he likes it rough? I thought to myself. I was convinced he was husband material right then and there. He then looked puzzled and reached for the shotgun, frantically making skittish noises. So hot, I thought. He then aimed the barrel right to my face and said, "Let's see you survive a 12 gauge to the face, bitch." I giggled. "Okay, honey." He then pressed the trigger. "Ouch, but I like it rough," I said to him. He seemed to grow more and more concerned and shot again and again. This time I started to question, is he really into me or is he just scared like the last couple men and maybe just wanted to harm me? I grew a little furious and asked, "Are you enjoying this, baby, or do you actually want me to die? Like for real, for real?" He said, "Yes, I hate you and I wish you would just die." I then questioningly asked him, "So you mean you didn't bring me any shoes?" He then cried in defeat, "No, of course not, you dumb cow." I then fucking lost it and grabbed him by his puny neck, twisted it, snapping his shit up, and ripped off his head and ate it like a little 2-bite brownie. I then shouted at the top of my lungs, "Nobody dares makes a fool of Girthula, the eater of worlds, the destroyer of all things." I then ripped his body limb from limb and left his remains there for the fucking wolves to eat. Out of rage, I smashed his van with my bare hands and threw it through the forest, smashing through about a mile of trees. Then in a single leap, I used my mighty thick thighs and jumped all the way back to my apartment where I can feel safe and sound. Never will I let a man treat such a queen as if she was nothing but mere cattle. I then got dressed in my cute PJs and got ready for bed like a boss bitch should. Slay, girls, am I right? The end. If you guys want to hear more, follow Shoeman1000 on TikTok or subscribe to my YouTube channel, Shoeman1000. Stay deadly.